Welcome back, everybody, to Goodwill Podcasting with Connor, Dan, and Stone, your movie podcast that today is talking about Zootopia 2. Judy, Nick, Flash, 100-yard dash. Shakira's back with another banger. Out in theaters, the sequel is after 9 years from the original back in 2015. A lot of people have seen it. A lot of people in China have seen it. Holy shit, doing numbers over there.
Yep.
There's also a community of people that I believe are super excited for this movie. We have a guest on today that has talked a lot about that fact and how the animation of these characters has changed in 9 years. But as soon as we saw that clip, we knew that this was the person to have on. A lot of people on the internet know him as Hat Guy. People on YouTube probably know him as half of the Escape Pod, but we now know him as our friend Alex. Thank you so much for joining us, man. It really means the world to us. Excited to talk to you about this today.
Thank you all for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, I have to ask you, what did your Thanksgiving? We just got done with Thanksgiving. What did your Thanksgiving look like?
This was my first Thanksgiving. I'm from South Florida, but this was my first Thanksgiving where I had to stay in Los Angeles for work. So my Thanksgiving was entirely spent watching football on the couch and ordering Uber Eats, and it was a wonderful, wonderful Thursday.
Sounds great.
I'm a fair weather Chiefs fan, so not the best day in the world for me. You predicted that was going to happen, though, even though the good old Blake and the brothers, they told you that that wasn't going to happen. But but Blake was struggling, though. I saw those predictions you guys made. I think he got almost every single one wrong.
Yeah, I know that I'm 4-0, and somebody DM'd me that one of them is 1-4, and then I think Blake is 0-4 or something like that. They had a tough start to the weekend, but I'm never perfect. I'll never be perfect. I've had a good start, but I imagine it'll turn, and I'll get 5 wrong tomorrow. What did you guys do for Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving for me is like the calm before the storm, because between my wife and I, we have like 7 different families to do for Christmas, or like celebrations. So Thanksgiving, we've just deemed one family a year and let everyone else be mad at us. So
Dan,
it was a nice calm day.
I was home with my parents are local. My sister lives up in Massachusetts with her partner, so they came down. We all had dinner together and watched football, and then tonight I got to see a bunch of the rest of my family. So everybody's pretty local, so it was a nice time.
Alex, with you being from Florida, do you know what the Villages are?
No.
So the Villages is this giant retirement community that sits right above Orlando. It is there's like 50,000 homes that are right next to each other. And basically what my parents did is they're thinking about retiring there. So they flew in from Michigan and they stayed at an Airbnb in the Villages just to scope out the place to see if they wanted to eventually be there. So that's what I was doing this weekend. I did karaoke. They had only one movie theater in the area, and luckily it was only 10 minutes away from me by golf cart. So I actually went there and watched Zootopia 2 last night for the second time, and they had karaoke in the lobby. Really sick. I love doing karaoke. But I knew where my demographic was. There wasn't a lot of young whippersnappers there. So performed. No Billie Eilish was being performed. Let me just say that. But My Way, Frank Sinatra, that's usually my go-to.
It's not an easy song to sing.
I should send you a recording.
Great song, but okay. We'll check it out sometime.
We just sang at a wedding, and it baffled me. I didn't think he could sing.
Yeah, Alex, I know you got a girlfriend. If you ever you haven't popped the question yet, right? You guys have been dating for a long time. Hell over, like, it's so cool to see like relationships last that long and stuff like that. You guys dated in high school, right?
Once we started dating, I had already finished high school and she was a senior in high school. So it was one of those where I was like, I had just finished. I wasn't in college or anything, so I was still in the area, and we went to schools that were pretty close to each other. But I was making moves on her 2 years before then. We met my sophomore year of high school at a party, and I was into her immediately. And she didn't it took 2 years, but she finally gave me a chance, and we've been together since then. So we just achieved our 7-year anniversary.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, congrats. I wanted to say, I'm looking at your logo here in the background. Just want to say, we're huge fans of yours. I've become like a huge fan of the Escape Pod podcast. With you talking about your girlfriend, it reminded me. I was excited that you were going to be on with us today, and I was showing my family two different clips that you and Andrew were talking about. My dad's more of a traditional Christian man, so I had to be picky with what I showed him. But I don't know if the other guys have seen this. It's one of the most touching. It is the tonal switch that happens. Have you guys seen the fan mail that they read with the person who had cancer?
No.
Yes.
Oh, that was this week. That was like super recent.
Dude, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I mean, I guess basically there was it's so touching because you could tell how Alex and Andrew were just getting choked up. But essentially what it was a fan of theirs going through chemo treatments, and he does it like I believe on Mondays, and he says like how much the podcast has meant to them and like bringing him through this. And then he's like, well, while I got you guys, this is what the note said, and Andrew was reading this. He's like, how many donuts can you fit on your dick there, buddy?
That's quite the pivot. Damn.
It's one of the funniest things I ever saw. But I also did show my dad the very serious clip of your face when I think Andrew or one of the fans sent in a question about who would be better as a couple, you and your girlfriend, or you or Andrew.
I saw
you were
that.
like sitting, you're sitting back and like, let me really think about this for a second.
Yes. Yeah. That's something that I really strive for, is no matter how ridiculous the question is, I always try and take it with 100% what's the word? Intensity. Like I got to take this question extremely seriously because somebody took time out of their day to ask it to me. It's very important to me. So
It's a good way to be.
Andrew thinks a lot of these questions are nonsense. It's funny that you mentioned that your dad is,
I know Andrew's a Christian. Yeah.
Andrew, that's Andrew. And
Yeah.
and it's me over the 3 years of the podcast. It's going to be 3 years in January, just breaking him down. And now he talks about docking for a living. That was my goal.
That's the one I couldn't show my dad, dude. I was like, I don't think my dad can take the docking
Completely understandable. Completely understandable.
My wife and I were like dying at your clip with what's her name, Leah, when she was talking about Assad
Leia,
Ventress.
yeah. Yes.
Like, I will not be fucking you.
She's just a superstar. Yeah, she is just like my love for her and a lot of the people that I've gotten to know through her knows no bounds. We love her so much. She's just such a gifted entertainer, and I was so grateful that she let us show off how she is in real life, because her content is just cosplay and stuff like that. And so for her to be herself with us was just awesome. And I was so grateful that she allowed, because she doesn't do podcasts or anything like that. And we had been trying to get her on forever because we knew it would be awesome. And she was just spectacular. And so I'm grateful that everybody got to see that.
When you said that whatever question that you get, you take it with as much intensity as possible. I got to ask, as this is in my outline that I wrote here, describe to me what the Zootopia fandom is to you. I'm sure you got a lot of DMs over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
As you had a viral clip.
Yeah. So, we weren't going to post that. We have a really good relationship with Disney, and obviously Disney probably wouldn't be the biggest fan of that clip, but we are very blessed. It's one of my favorite things about our community is that it feels like a million clippers, people always clipping our podcast. Admittedly, like I haven't, or I did actually, you know what? I'm lying to you, but most of the clips that you guys have seen probably didn't come from us. And that also goes for anybody watching this that has seen us on TikTok. It's just people watching our episodes or our Patreon episodes or whatever and going, oh, this is a funny moment, let me post this on TikTok. And so we weren't going to post that clip. And then a clipper posted that clip and it got 4 million views. And for context, we don't get videos that get 4 million views. We don't. We have like less than 50 videos ever at 1 million views. We don't get videos that do that well. We've got one video at like 9 million, one video at 7 million, one video at 4 million, and then everything is like 1 million or less, right? That's our kind of area. And so when I saw that got 4 million views, I was like, well, we have to post it. So we posted it. And I got a very long text from from some of the
Ooh.
people at Disney. Yes, but I don't mind. That video paid my rent this month. I'm not stressing about it. But
Yeah.
we did get a lot of DMs and we did get a lot of messages, and we got a surprising amount of messages of a lot of hate, a lot of hate from parents or adults or maybe traditional religious people being like, how dare you sexualize this kids movie? This is for kids. How dare you have that perspective? And my response to all those people, because the movie did just come out this weekend and I saw it 2 weeks ago at the premiere. My response, because that video's been out for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and my response to all those people was, go see the movie and then message me. Because that Shakira final song sequence was not made for children in the way that you're portraying this movie. So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, let's calm down a little bit, was kind of my response to those people. A lot of people were made very excited about the movie from my video.
Nice.
Some of those people are from a certain community that just really, I think, felt seen. I will say kudos to Disney, because for as Disney as they are, they did invite a lot of those creators to that premiere. I was told about Judy Hopps' lover, who is apparently a creator that made their entire living or entire success on social media being weird about Judy Hopps. They were at the premiere. Andrew mentioned that to me. There was another person that has a very successful YouTube video that's like why it's okay to be attracted to Nick Wilds. They were at the premiere. A lot of people that find the characters of Zootopia very attractive were at that premiere. And I think that, based on the movie doing so well right now, it's looking at a $500 million opening weekend box office.
Holy
Just
shit.
hilarious amount of money. I imagine that that's not all 8-year-olds and their families.
I
Yeah, the
mean,
thing is
you helped
for-
out Disney, man, with your video. You
Yeah.
helped them out. So even if they're like, Alex, that guy, maybe not say that, but then you're like, I gave it a 9 out of 10, dude. I love the movie and I turned people onto it. There you go.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like any press is good press kind of thing. And like, I don't think they really care why people are watching the movie. I think they care that people are watching the movie. And on top of that, it's a great fucking movie. It's a good movie. Like it's not some like slop. So I'm glad people are watching it for whatever reason that is.
Yeah, I'll say I one of my favorite YouTubers, his name's Curtis Connor. He did like a long video where he was trying to look at, I mean, we could just say the furry community, and he was like trying to see like why people partake in it. And he took like a very authentic approach to it. And there's a lot of people, a lot of times they have like autism, and like putting themselves behind this mask really helps them like meet friends and meet people that they can interact with and really just be themselves just by like covering themselves. But then I do think there is some people who take advantage of that exercise and kind of to the extreme. And I think they look at this movie and they're like, yeah, I could be a little bit like freaky with this, when they're not actually part of that community, if that makes sense. They're putting on a facade.
Yeah.
But you said it was a good movie, right, Dan? You want to get into it?
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
so we'll do a spoiler-free review first. I don't think I need to say what the plot synopsis of it is. I mean, Judy, Nick, there's a snake, the lynxes, people are taking land, the social commentary, and this is off the charts. Connor, let's go with you first. You just watched this. I saw Dan's review. We know what Alex thinks of it. What do you think, man? Spoiler free.
I'd say that this was probably my most anticipated movie of the year, mainly because I loved the first one.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Now, also, let me correct that. If I could go back after everything I've seen this year, it'd probably be number 2, War Fairies, number 1. But I had a great time with it. I was really hoping that they wouldn't get repetitive and make it where like one of them got shot with like an angry blueberry again. I get that didn't happen in the first one, but they played it off like it did. I actually think it was a really good commentary about like almost being in couples counseling for friends, and then like seeing them go through all that together. I really enjoyed all that aspect of it. I liked all the new characters. Shout out Robert Furwin.
Yeah.
Robert Furwin.
Yeah,
I've heard that yet.
that's his name in the movie.
Okay. Oh, really? That's the Koala's name?
Yeah. At
I
the
should have
end.
known that. I saw that
that-
Ed Sheeran was in it, and it was like Ed Sheeran. I think he was one of the sheep.
Did you see what Michael J.
Ed
Fox's
Sheeran.
character's name was?
It's just like Michael J. of Fox or something, right? He's a
Michael
fox.
J. the Fox. Yeah,
Was that the fox in prison who was like beating somebody?
I think so.
Okay, because that threw me for a loop. Sorry for interrupting you. That threw me a loop because that looked like the good fox from the first one, the one that Judy grew up with, and she was like buddies with. It's
I
like this
don't-
huge, it's like this huge moment of the first one. It's like, oh, the guy who's my bully, who's a fox, who's a predator, is now a good guy. And then I saw him in the second movie. He's like in jail.
I don't think Disney
thought-
would throw
okay.
that in there without like explaining it a little. I think it was a brand new fox. I'm pretty sure that was Michael J. the Fox.
I mean, look at me. All foxes don't look the same. I'm sorry.
Arguably the second best Darth Vader. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Probably a 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Holy shit. Nice. I'll say my thoughts. This is really good. I think me and Dan have it the same. I have a 3.5 out of 5. I think the messaging of these movies and both of them are really important for kids. Everything like if this is like stealing land from people and completely eliminating a group of like animal species, it's just so powerful. And I think they did such a great job executing it. I really like the humor in these movies. Always really kind of lands for me. I think Patrick Warburton is an absolute standout character in this. I was trying to pay attention to Alex and what he said, like was horny about this, and this is the one character that I kind of got it because there's some chest hair that I was staring at a lot when it came to the mayor. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it's the voice actors in these movies are just great. I did find your guy's name who voices your man, Mr. Big. Let me go down here. This is the Godfather. Is he what? He's not a mouse. What is he?
He's a hedgehog, I
mole?
think.
That's not a
I thought it was
hedgehog.
a mole.
It's a mole. I think it's a mole.
Okay.
I was like, that'd be a really tiny hedgehog. Let me see here. Mr. Big. Oh man, I
Average
lost
sized
him.
hedgehog, if you ask me.
There's like 70 actors in this entire
He's
thing.
first of all, he's an Arctic shrew. And the actor's name is Maurice LaMarche.
There you go. Maurice did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
But I thought the way that they expanded Zootopia, the way they actually used the city as for plot of the movie, I thought was genius. It really makes me curious about what they're going to do with the third movie. I don't think they can ever move away from Zootopia because that's literally, it's not only the name of these movies, but it's also the name of the city. So everything has to take place around this area. I saw a lot of people theorizing that maybe a movie in the future, because they haven't talked about it just yet, is like domesticated animals. Don't know how that would happen because there's no humans in this world, but like dogs and cats. I don't think they'll ever leave Zootopia. And I like that. I like learning about the different terrains. I thought the action, I call them action set pieces, but like the places that they visited, like the marsh was super fun with like the slides and like the chase sequences, the walruses, like the sunken boat, and also the, what do they call the lover's cabin up on the hill with like the goats. And I just thought that was really great. Nick and Judy's relationship is really fascinating in this film because I don't think they necessarily introduce anything when it comes to the plot that forces them, besides the mystery, but forces them to change the relationship anyways. It feels like they're just naturally progressing as friends, if that makes sense. Like they're just trying to work out what relationship they have and what they mean to each other. And I found that was incredibly practical, and it felt like real life, especially with the dialogue. There's like long sequences of this movie where it's just them talking. That's obviously that therapy session at the end, but even they're going through the boat and they're just walking, like as this boat is like dipping into the water, they're just walking and talking to each other. And I'm just like, that's crazy to see in an animated film. Twist. Not gonna say what the twist was just yet. Great twist. I don't think anybody, I saw Alex talk about it on his podcast. No one saw it coming. We kind of maybe should have when it came to the first movie. I guess now that this movie is going to make $1 billion, we should expect this twist in the third movie. It won't get me again. I'll be on it.
The twist in the first movie, if you look at it in a lens next to other Disney and Pixar twist villains, etc., I don't think it's the weakest thing in the world, but it's not as good as this one, which has 2 twists, and I think they're both earned, and I think especially one of them is like surprising, like surprised me, but is also earned, and that character motivation makes sense. One of them is like, oh yeah, that's a twist. That's gross, but not the craziest thing in the world. And then one of them's like, wow, like I'm very surprised. And that impressed the fuck out of me. Oh, am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry. That just really impressed me. Just because I didn't expect to be shocked in a Zootopia movie.
Yeah, 100%. I just my one big negative of this movie, and Andrew mentioned it. I was going back and listening to your guys talk. Andrew mentioned it on your guys' podcast, and I completely agree with him. I do like how much. What's up, dude?
Yeah, what's
You
up?
had a great.
He
You had a
can
great
join now
point.
if y'all want.
Yeah.
I would love to chat.
Come
with
on
you
in.
about
Hop in.
Zootopia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hop in.
Share.
he had a great point. I don't want to spoil anything just yet, but the way that this plot unravels when it comes to different sections of Zootopia and where they need to go and what they need to do, it is thrown in your face for like 15 minutes. There's like terrible exposition in this movie. When it starts when they figure out the mystery and the backstory of Zootopia, and a lot of it's coming from Gary the Snake. It is just, we need to go to this section of Zootopia. We need to go to this place in this section of Zootopia. We need to switch this switch on. This will turn on something else over in another section of Zootopia. Then that will go underneath that place in Zootopia, and then we'll get something there. I'm like, and it is explained to us, I think, because it's so damn confusing. It is explained to us, and Andrew said this, which is completely right, like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
the thing.
when-
Not only is it just like it's not only is it like the exposition is just told to us just straight, like it's just
Mhm.
this. We get that 3 times in a row.
It's like the characters going through a dramatic moment. It's like, oh no, now we can't get to the lighthouse, and if we can't get to the lighthouse, then we can't do this. I'm like, I know, y'all just told
it's
me
like
that.
you just
I
told us
understand.
that. Yeah.
I was also disappointed by Gary. I thought we were going to get a lot more from Gary. I love Ke-Huy Quan. I love him to death. He's like one of my favorite actors. I thought his character was a little bit wasted. What they did with him on the back half, he has like this line. I texted this to Dan. It was really confusing with me. He has this line where he's like speaking to Judy. I don't want to spoil anything just yet, but he's speaking to Judy and he says like, "You mean so much to me. You're like a great friend." And I couldn't help but thinking you just met each other like not too long ago. Maybe just Gary just has a sad life and it's understandable with what the Lynxes have done to him. But I thought that was a little bit confusing. Also, a lot of people have mentioned this. The time gap between the first movie and the second movie is just strange. I don't
was a choice,
understand
yeah.
why it's, what is it, a week, Dan?
A week. Yeah, it's a week.
It doesn't make sense.
A little more than that.
Well, here's the thing. I paid attention. I've watched it twice now, and I paid attention. Where it comes to a week is the fact that Gary or Nick and Judy say that they have been partners now officially for a week. And if you go back and you think about it, I guess Nick does become an officer or a cop, whatever, at the end of the first movie. So I guess that insinuates that the second movie is just a week after the first one, which is wild if you think about what Nick and Judy are talking about as friends. It would make a lot more sense if a lot of time has passed, but it's only they've only known each other for a week and they get very intimate with their conversations with one another. I'm like, come on.
I think to counter that point, they go through a lot in the first film and they go through a lot in this film. So I think like with how much they're put through kind of back to back, it's understandable they feel maybe more together. But I think with how much this movie advances their relationship, it kind of feels as if maybe there should have been a bit more time between the two movies to like, make that feel a little bit more like it works.
developed.
But I think like at the same time, most people probably don't get not really thinking about it in that way. People might not even notice that it's.
I didn't pick up on the week thing at all.
Yeah,
And
it's not a big
I've
deal.
imagined this is at least several months, if not a year gap.
Exactly.
That's how I watched the movie. I didn't pick up on that. Even if that's a fact, I got news for you. 500 million people are seeing this movie this weekend. I would bet you 98% of them are not going to pick up on that.
Yeah.
And I agree.
I'm actually with them. I thought there was like a year time frame between this.
Yeah.
Maybe like a nitpicky thing, yeah.
Nice catch though. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Do you have any other thoughts, Tom?
I have one. I guess it's at the beginning of the movie, so it's not technically a spoiler, but I want to talk about a big thing that people have been talking about when it comes to these films and what it means for the future. So a lot of people obviously are hinting at the fact that maybe Nick and Judy will get together, right?
Yeah.
And I think
The fanfics will go crazy.
dude, Something that occurred to me on a second watch, now I have watched this twice, is we haven't seen an interspecies relationship in Zootopia. So if that happens in like a third or a fourth or fifth movie, that would go along with what these movies have been trying to say, kind of going against stereotypes and the status quo. But here's the thing, and I caught this on the second rewatch. There's a scene in the very beginning, so no spoilers really, where they're undercover as a couple with that anteater. And the anteater doesn't freak out. He's like, okay, they're obviously a bunny and a fox, and they're like, here's our baby. So I guess interspecies relationships in Zootopia are a thing. That's what I came to a conclusion.
Yeah, maybe.
She's not wearing ears, fox ears, or he's not wearing bunny ears in that?
No.
No, not really.
No, I don't think
Wow.
so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
you're cooking. You're breaking.
the
You're
ant-
right. I think you nailed it on the head, Stone. That's going to be the plot of the next one is they're fucking and it's not okay with everybody. But then that's a plot hole because the anteater, which by the way, I liked his vibe a lot. He was one of my
That's
favorite
Sid the
characters.
Sloth, John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
like him even more now.
Mhm.
Great voice
I
actor.
really enjoyed that it's an anteater and he's smuggling stuff and I thought that was so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wonder if they will forget about that. Hopefully they won't, because I don't know. I would be surprised if I noticed something that the fucking Disney executives didn't, but we'll see. We'll see. Definitely getting a third movie now, though.
Yeah.
100%.
I think they're dating because they teased it enough with the "you look good," but I hate what you did with your ears. Like that was enough where it was like,
That was
yeah,
very flirty.
he's attracted to her.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
talking about the end, what they say to each other. She's good. I don't
Yes,
say
but
that to my
if you
friends.
wanted to like go full platonic with that, I'd be okay with that. I just don't think they're going to.
I think it's the combination of both.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I ask everyone here, what do you guys want to see from the dynamic? Like I kind of said when I was talking about the movie, like I think societally in general, there isn't a lot of times there isn't enough representation, I think, of like men and women being friends. And I think especially
Yeah.
for kids, I think sometimes it was kind of like when we were growing up, there was the whole Disney princess effect where I feel like you have this idea of, you know, the two attracted people always just end up together because they're opposite genders and that's just what happens and then the story ends. But like I think it's good to have stories where people are just friends and they're professionally effective together, like they support each other, but it doesn't have to be romantic. But it's like I think it's an interesting conversation because it is a kids movie. But this movie really did seem like they're trying to push it that way. But I wanted to see what everyone would prefer from the dynamic moving forward.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
I agree with Dan completely on this in like every way. There isn't enough representation for two characters that are different genders that are just friends. We don't see that enough. It's, we have a podcast about superheroes, so not to give a superhero example, but like that's why Winter Soldier is considered a real breath of fresh air among our community. One of the biggest reasons is because Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans never hook up.
Yep.
Black Widow and Captain America are just friends.
They do kiss.
Yeah, but it's a platonic thing. It's not. It's like
To avoid being
it's
caught.
It's a super spy, get away from bad guys kiss.
exactly,
Yeah.
and then they make jokes about it.
Yeah.
So
And then she's literally talking. You haven't hooked up with anyone since 1945?
yeah. So even though like, God, I just realized he must have had to brush his teeth for like 2 hours after he got out.
Multiple showers.
Yes.
Multiple showers.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah.
Sorry. But that's so I agree with everything Dan just said. That being said, I want these characters to fuck. Like I agree with you. There isn't representation enough for it, and it is something we should see more, and it is something I want more. And like I just spent the last month watching Stranger Things for the first time so that I could get to season 5, and it's been great fun reviewing it. And some of my favorite relationships in that show are the platonic relationships between characters that aren't fucking.
Like Mike and Will. Sorry.
Correct.
Sorry.
But so I agree with everything you're saying. That being said, I want Judy and Nick to fuck. The chemistry is
Well-
too good.
So the dynamic between the characters, do you think it's good enough that like it should be a thing? And I don't necessarily disagree with that either. Yeah.
One of their first lines is Sly Fox, dumb bunny. And she's like,
Yeah.
I'm not a dumb bunny. And he's like, you're right. And that's not wet cement. That is the flirtiest thing I've heard in a kids movie in the last 20 years. And that's like their introduction as characters. Frankly,
Bro,
I'm kind of upset they didn't fuck in this one.
that means we flirt all the time. If talking like that means it's flirty.
You're correct.
I'm just saying.
And we've kissed.
We have, but we did get paid to do
Nice.
that. I agree with everyone here. I agree with you. I like your point about the needing representation. I'm fine with either, to be honest. After watching the first one and even after watching the second one, if they don't end up together, I'd be totally fine with that. But after the flirtation in the second one, I would also be fine if they do. After watching the first one, I thought they were just going to be friends. Like I didn't think
second
they were
one
gonna
changed
go
everything,
together.
dude.
Yeah.
I would say, let me ask you guys this: what do you think Disney will do? Because as Alex is saying, they're really tapped into the fan base, and I think they know like what the fan base
they're-
wants.
Well, I want to
Well,
go first then.
They
Well,
would put
not to the
friggin'
extreme,
G-Hops in
not
a
to the
bikini,
extreme.
dude.
Yeah,
They know what
There
the
was a
fans
couple
want,
of adult humor jokes in this, and before we actually started recording, Alex was telling us about how they have a good relationship with Disney. So I hope in the next one they like see how many donuts they can stack on Judy's ears or something.
See that let him in the writer's room. Yeah, 100%. I think Disney, because of the things they set up in 2, it wouldn't surprise me if they even have more heavily implied it in the 3rd, or went forward in the 3rd. But
And I think they also might listen to fan conversation, listen to the discourse around it, and see maybe what people are feeling about it, and if people are on board with that or not. I think Disney is always listening in a way to discourse.
See,
Yeah.
I love the
I'll
first
be-
one, and I really like this one, as I've already said, but I feel like they might get scared to go too bold with this, and they might go with them being a couple out of the safe option.
Mm.
'Cause
I
like
actually disagree
that's what
with
Disney's
the.
done for years.
I not only disagree strongly with the crew neck and hat choice you made for this episode, but I disagree completely with that being the safe option. I like this franchise
Oh,
has
sorry, I didn't get it.
don't worry about
I
it.
get it
I
now.
already yelled
Wore
it
it
when
on
I
purpose.
first got on, but we weren't recording. I had to acknowledge it while we were
Okay,
recording.
okay.
I wore it on purpose, so
I have seen a Super Bowl in my lifetime, by the way.
I've seen two lost.
Sorry, and I was at the game where we knocked y'all out to go to said Super Bowl. Sorry.
Jimmy Ward.
No, I disagree with you because I don't think anything about Zootopia 2 is safe. And I think when you think about Zootopia 1 coming out in 2016 and like what that movie is about, and they trade out the word predator for a slur, just straight up constantly. That's what they do in that movie. So for how progressive 2016 Zootopia was, and then we're doing Zootopia 2, and it's what that movie is about.
It goes from racism to immigration, and then Bunny marrying Fox can 100% be some other topic they tackle in the next one.
Yeah, like it's like okay, all right. So oh well, I don't want to get into spoilers, so we're not going to spoil anything. I was going to go full spoilers for the plot of Zootopia 2, but considering what the plot is and who the antagonistic figures are and what they do, like you take that and you want to make the next movie, okay, this is what the plot is, and it's trying to prevent this and this and this. Like I could totally see a world where Zootopia 3, the plot is there's some kind of antagonistic figure that doesn't want interspecies relationships, and Judy and because you can't do the plot of Judy and Nick aren't beloved anymore because they've saved the day now twice.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. You can't do the Ethan Hunt thing every single time where they're against everybody.
Mission Impossible did it every single movie.
Yes, but
so.
that's Tom Cruise. This is Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
So you can't do that every single time. So I could see it being like they've started dating, to more of a time jump. They've started dating, and the antagonist is proving why interspecies relationships can't work, and that's what's going on there. And that's kind of a plot and a through line with that. And so therefore you don't fuck up anything with the anteater, and you get to do their relationship, and you do it a little bit off screen, but we can buy it because you've done enough in this. And then that's the plot for the next one. And it's, you're touching upon what same-sex marriage, the conversation about that was in like 2008, I think that would be totally up their alley.
It could be.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I mean, given how things are trending right now, when that movie eventually comes out, it could be coming out at a time where, the conversation about same-sex marriage is becoming a conversation again in the courts, and it's becoming a conversation again in terms of when you look at polling around the country, which is wild to say, but not to get too off topic, but with how political, quote unquote, these movies get, like, I don't really see these movies getting called like woke or anything like that. Do you guys? Why is that? Like people seem to love these, and there
It's
isn't
a great
discourse,
question.
That's
even though they're very
fascinating, man. I have
political.
no
Like,
idea.
do people not? I mean, I don't think they don't understand because it's not like it's subtle. It's not like there's subtext. It is the text. So why is that?
I think the first one did a little bit.
Oh, really?
I think the first one did a little bit.
Well, then-
there are a
Okay.
couple of more moments in the first one where it hits you on the head a little bit more. This one, I don't think
Yeah.
it does that. I think it handles it
I-
well enough.
But also, this movie, Zootopia 2, just came out. So we may be
Yeah.
getting those news articles
Ah.
next week. That's another factor. I don't remember that in 2016, but that being said, I was 16. So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
There also could be like just parents taking their kids to this so they can like turn their brain off for a bit and their kids are distracted for 2 hours and they aren't paying that close of attention.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
could just be dumb as
Kids
shit,
aren't
to
having
be
those
honest.
conversations. And then anyone who's doing a deep dive is probably on a podcast at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Very true. I would say that I never answered. I do wanted them to be platonic. That's what I want. But I will say, if they don't, they need to make up their mind. They need to make up their mind next movie, though. They need to make up
Yeah,
their mind.
I
I think
agree.
how they do that, and this is just what you do with every single movie that's existed that has a sequel that they don't have relationships in the first one. I think in order to like just make sure everyone knows that they're platonic, I think you need to introduce a love interest for one of them.
Yeah.
To like show fans like this is what we're trying to get. This is what we
This
want
is-
from Nick and Judy.
This is what
This
they
is-
did with fucking Star Wars, where they had to say, "Oh, what's his face? Finn and Poe aren't gay, so we're going to introduce 17 love interests."
Right. Yeah,
But
yeah.
that
I,
didn't go well.
yeah, I mean, if you want to see Judy and Nick hook up, there's plenty of that online, I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? Like, you can find that. Disney doesn't need to do it for you.
Yeah, check our link in our bio, guys. When we post this on YouTube. Some good content for you. Well, we get into spoilers. Alex, you wanted to spoil something? You were saying talk about it
Spoiler
earlier.
alert.
We're
Spoiler.
going full spoilers here.
Yeah, just do it.
I just like what I was talking about, are they playing it safe in the next one by making them a relationship? I was going to point out that I don't think this franchise is necessarily capable of playing it safe, whatever that means, considering that the plot of the second one is this very rich family that rose to power by taking advantage of impoverished person smarter than them, taking advantage of that person, framing that, not person, but snake, framing that individual, getting them banned from the country or state or city or whatever the fuck Zootopia is, and getting them removed entirely so that they can reap all of the benefits and this and that. And then their families descendants are so enraptured in this conspiracy and everything that they are willing to kill and do horrible things. They have all the power, all that. That being the plot of the second one, considering the first one is like just racism, just like a bare bones racism. We're all the same, and then these people are being treated differently than these people, etc. And there's a bad person in charge trying to make that worse. Like, going from that to 2, I can't imagine they don't step that up in 3, considering that this movie is going to be the biggest animated movie of all time.
On top of that,
Yeah.
like also something they show about the Lynxes, which I think is so powerful, especially when it comes to certain people of power who have money in our country, who are able to persuade political parties and make people in charge. The fact that they include the fact that they're the ones that got I can't remember his name over here, Mayor Brian Windancer hired, and they're like, we can take this away from you. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
shit. they're just like they got their claws literally and everything. And I was like, that's a powerful moment. I like that because he's my favorite character in this movie. I like that he does like kick the shit out of him. I like the nay line. I think that's the funniest thing in the world. Like I said, Patrick Warburton's just
Good movie.
incredible
Good
actor.
movie. He's the best.
It's a good redemption. Like I like that turn
Yes.
for him. But seeing the kind of coordination between the mayor and the police and the Lynxes and the way that all kind of rotates, it felt like the odds were really stacked up against Judy and Nick, which was, I think, makes the story more exciting. And I mean, we were talking about the twist. I didn't see it coming at all because I honestly thought they were just going to go with the Catrick. Is Macaulay Culkin?
Patrick, I think.
Patrick, right? I
Patrick.
honestly thought they were just going to go with the character who doesn't want to be a part of his family, the one who wants to stay. I thought they were going to just run with that and go with it. I did not see that coming.
And
Was
that,
anyone here?
that would have been fine. That would have
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
fine. Like if you want to do the trope that everybody's done a million times, sure, do it, because you already shocked me enough with the snake and the conspiracy of that, the covering up of that. That was interesting enough. That was the plot that I said I liked. The plot twist that I loved is Andy Samberg's character being bad.
Yeah.
I think his motivation, totally buy it, based on
Yeah.
how he's been raised and who he's the family with and everything like that. But that twist I thought was so well earned and shocked the shit out of me.
Yeah, they made both of his motivations, both the fake one and the real one, totally believable.
Yep.
Like you totally believe that he would want to like go against his family because of how they treated him, but you would also believe that he would want to do anything to impress them
Yep.
and be accepted. And they also made him so likable and voiced by Andy Samberg
Yep.
that the whole time you didn't think he was fake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they did.
awesome.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah, loved that twist.
And I think it leads up to, I think my favorite scene in the movie was the scene after the twist in the control room, whatever it is, where they're at the wall and they've both been poisoned and they're kind of like, you're taking in what's about to happen. The Linksley is going to confront Nick. Like that whole sequence I thought was really powerful. And I thought it was really well done. And I think watching Judy watch Nick thinking that he might die, I thought was pretty powerful. I enjoyed that sequence a lot.
I think it's one of the best
Judy
sequences in
gets
a
there
Disney movie.
so
Wow.
fast.
Yeah.
Judy gets there
Yeah, that was-
unbelievably fast.
Yeah, it was,
He throws the pen at her as he is falling, right?
yeah,
Throws the
it was
pen.
crazy.
What is that? Gary stabs it into Judy. Nick is still falling, and Judy just like super cheetah speed bunny just like runs and grabs Nick. I was like, how the hell did you do that?
I think you're wrong about that. I think that Judy and Gary DeSnake are below Nick. And so what happens is he's above them, throws down the pen, is falling that way. So he's falling to their level, and she gets the shot of adrenaline and then jumps there.
That would make more sense.
Still
That's probably-
fast.
that might be what it
but
is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
still
so
fast
fast,
as shit, but it does that was the only moment where I was like a little bit, but also like shit like this, I don't care much about.
It doesn't matter, no.
Like I don't.
No.
I've just watched 4, and now starting with 4 seasons and now 4 episodes of a 5th season of Deus Ex Machina and Stranger Things. You've got 1 in Zootopia. I wasn't bothered.
Yeah, no, same.
Dan, with you just
Um,
saying you love that sequence so much, this might be a hot take. I wish that like those stakes and something with a control panel, I think it would have been more interesting personally for me if it happened in that burning mammal area. I thought that was really cool, and they just blow because, like I said earlier, this has such good set pieces, like the marsh and also the lover's cabin on the mountain. They blow by that burning mammal thing so fast, and I was really disappointed by that. When they like go over this ledge and they see all that, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see what we're about to do with this. They just blow by it and go to the wall, and I was like,
It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess that's a bummer. It's a good joke.
Really
It's a good
great.
joke.
it reminded me of Surratt Stone.
God did it.
Yeah,
Everybody was right too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also thought that tonally it felt weird because when that dramatic moment does happen, it is kind of comical. When that dramatic moment happens and what's his name, Pophurt and Nick are fighting each other, that felt like the climax of the movie. And I'm like, okay, this is like the final fight between like essentially the villain and the hero of the story. Judy's there, the Snake's there. And then the movie went on for like 15 to 20 more minutes. And that kind of shocked me. Now I will say Shining reference was so unexpected. with him going
Yeah,
through
it was
that
good.
snowy maze.
Yeah.
I was like, I love this. I love this movie. Like you said, I think you said in your review, Dan, you can tell the people who make this movie just love movies and they love
Yes.
throwing shit like that in there.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
cool to see.
Was there 2 Shining references in it?
Yes.
Like obviously the maze, but then like the hallway as well. Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't crazy.
And then also Silence of the Lambs, which I thought was very funny. But I mean,
So
I
funny.
didn't
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't kind of run through all my thoughts here, but I just wanted to say, like, what I love about, and I rewatched the first one with both these movies is like I feel like they have so much respect for their audience. Like I think they make these movies with the idea that adults are going to be watching this, every kind of adult, kids are going to be watching this, and they don't write down to their audience. And I think like it's funny. I was just having a conversation at a thing for my family, and one of the kids there is 4, and he's like, he can talk about anything. He loves space. He can tell you like how many moons every single planet has. Like he talks like an adult. And they were like, we just talked to him like he was a person, like growing up, and like now he can talk to adults as a person, and he's 4. And I think like creating entertainment for kids that gets them in that space where it's just like you're not treating them like they're morons. You're just giving them stuff. And this is a movie about like systemic racism. Like the first movie was about personal prejudice. Like and Judy Hopps in the first movie is a racist. Like she is prejudiced, and like that. So much of the movie is examining that and trying to get her out of that headspace and her coming from this little hick town. But this is a movie about like when you take that and look at how systems like implement that and redlining and stuff like that. And I just think while this is not some kind of like revolutionary dissection of those ideas that's going to change the world, it's like introducing kids to concepts that are important, and that pattern recognition, like being able to see something and say, oh, this is like that is you know to me so important for people. That's why history is important. But anyway, I love these movies don't talk down to the audience and respect them, and I hope that they stay that way moving forward, because I think this franchise will become like Kung Fu Panda. I think they will make these for the next, as long as people see them. I think there will be a lot more. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I don't need a Toy Story.
I hope it doesn't follow the Kung Fu Panda route of first one really, really
Bro.
great, second one excellent, third one kind of bad, fourth one of the worst movies of the year.
I do like 3, and I talked myself into enjoying 4, but 4 did not have the heart.
Please teach
4
me.
is dog shit.
He's
Oh,
so
my
soft for
God.
Poe. He loves Poe, dude.
When I tell you I have like I don't put on rose-colored glasses for a lot of things. I fucking love, like I adore these movies. They're like my favorite. It's my favorite animated series of all time. 4 was
You should
like
hate it even more that they did that to your favorite franchise.
Dude,
Right?
Poe is his Spider-Man. That like Spider-Man to you is Poe to
Great.
Poe to
If
him.
they made a Spider-Man movie that bad, I'd be freaking upset.
Yeah.
We both have very fundamental different opinions on Spider-Man. He really doesn't like Homecoming. I really love Homecoming. I really don't like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. He really loves it. But that's the thing. We both have our least favorite Spider-Man movies. So,
Hey,
4
I'm
is
happy.
definitely my least favorite, but I 1, 2, 3 I love. I love all 3 of those.
wow.
Hey, Despicable Me 4 was
Yeah.
worse.
I think I'd like Despicable Me 4 better.
No shot.
Despicable Me to me
Kung
is
Fu
a
Panda
slop,
human
slop
baby
franchise.
roach hybrid is not better than
Oh, that was awful.
It's not
You're
better
right,
than
you're
Kung
right,
Fu
that
Panda
was
4.
awful.
So bad.
Will Ferrell doing the Steve Carell accent even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
You're right.
Dude, Dan, when you
No,
were,
you're right.
when you were talking about the fact that these movies are like they don't talk down to their audience, like there's like some adult themes in them. One thing that I thought of that kids wouldn't get now, but I love it. It reminds me of when I watched the Shrek movies. Like growing up, I watched the Shrek movies, watched those 10 years after the fact. There's so many jokes that went over my head that I didn't even catch. And the other stuff is still funny too. Like they take a long, like the one that pops in my head right away is the therapy scene. I feel like the therapy session would not be funny to children. Like they're like, I don't understand necessarily what's happening here. This is boring. Nothing is happening. These characters are just talking to each other. But like, I also got to think about the fact that the last one came out almost 10 years ago. So if you were like 8 or 9 when that first one came out, you're 18 now, and they know the audience that they're catering to, which is cool to see. Hopefully the next one comes out quicker because these are good movies.
I'm sure it will.
I said this in our review on the therapy session. They showed us that therapy session scene at CinemaCon months and months early, and they unfortunately, very unfortunately, toned it down in the movie version. The scene where the two characters go up and then the character's about to speak and then just starts grabbing it by the neck. That scene was a lot more brutal at CinemaCon, and for whatever reason, test audiences or something, they really toned it down. So in the movie, the running gag is he's just grabbing them by the neck or whatever it is. Sorry, I don't mean to misgender those animals or misrepresent what the animals were. I've got no idea what they were, but in CinemaCon, it was like a tussle where you saw the smoke and it was like a cartoon, like you hear a
Oh, that
cat
would have been cool.
rare and everything like
Damn.
that. And that was so funny at CinemaCon for me. And I was like, wow, they've nailed it. Because in my opinion, one of the best animated jokes of all time is Flash at the DMV. I think that is so hysterical. And I loved seeing him again in this movie. But so when I saw that therapy session at CinemaCon, I was like, oh, they've nailed it again. The people making the Zootopia movies are the funniest people on the planet. That was my thought process. So I was so disappointed to see it so toned down. But I think that was a choice for kids because I think the kids like the neck, I think a little bit more. I don't know what it is, but that did disappoint me when the humor side of it.
With you seeing that, when you rated, you said 9.4 out of 10, right? Or something like that?
I give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I usually don't do the 0.5s.
Are you using that scene when you rank it, or the one that was in theaters?
The movie in the theatrical release, but that's not, taking out a scene that I saw at CinemaCon, it's not going to bring it down a movie a point. I have a lot of the same complaints as you guys with the exposition a bit. And then my other major complaint is I do think the second one is a lot less funny than the first one.
Yes,
which bothers me because I think the second one is better in every other way. But the first one is one of my 10 favorite Disney movies of all time, and now the second one is too. But so I kind of expected a certain standard of comedy, and when the funniest joke in the movie to me is probably Gary the Snake, I guess. I don't even know. Like, and compare that to the first one. There's so many classic one-line jokes that I found so funny. So this one I think is a bit more endearing, and I like the characters a bit more, but it wasn't as funny.
And I think one of my main critiques was like, while I am praising this movie and saying I think it is written well, I do think I felt a little bit of 2025 in it. Like it feels the beginning is so fast paced. Like it feels like it thinks it has to have like a joke or something, a lot of action really heavily loaded up front to like get the attention, I feel like, of kids and hold their attention. Because I think the mindset now especially with stuff for kids seems to be if we don't get them hooked, because kids are hooked. A lot of kids are hooked 24/7, right? There's always something new. There's some new stimulus. They're looking at their phones. Like that's what our world is largely now. And I feel like movies sometimes have the idea that this is what we have to do to make sure we don't lose them. So I think at the beginning it felt kind of a little bit like that. But it didn't go full into it. And like to me, when the movie gets out of its own way, I thought a lot of the one-liners weren't that funny, like you said. But like once this gets into the actual story and what's happening, like it's a serious movie. And once it allows itself to be a serious movie, it's a really good movie, I think. But I also try to keep in mind like this is primarily for kids and like they do have to keep it balanced. So I try not to I'm not gonna like trash it for that. But I do think the comedy was a little less substantial here.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Dan, with like they just add so many more. Like I complimented it, but now I do see it kind of as a negative. I rewatched Zootopia probably like a week ago. There are a lot more action scenes. I feel kind of like strange saying that in an animated movie, but they are action scenes in this movie, I think, than there are the first one, which takes away, the availability of having a lot more jokes, trying a lot more when it comes to that, when it comes to the humor.
Every time they kept saying the threesome and then foursome line, I was cracking up. So
can I just say something?
The beaver was good. The beaver was
we
good.
gotta find something new now that Andrew's joined us. Something about a five.
With us. Okay. Well, I'm glad that Alex mentioned Flash. I remember before I walked in, I saw him on the poster, and I was like, "Oh, he's going to be in this movie." He's not in the movie for a while, and that's so surprising because I think a lot of fans, a lot of people who love the first movie are the same as Alex, and they think that like that is one of the funniest things they've ever seen. Like that is the character that stood out the most. And you think in a normal franchise they would milk that so much, but I think they give him just the right amount of time, right amount of screen time, and I was shocked by that. But it's not just him; it's all the characters. there's not a character, a legacy character, I guess you could say, but a character from the older movies that people love. Like I think your Mr. Big that you love, Dan. I think he has just the perfect amount of screen time. I think his daughter does. I think the cheetah character from the police station, I think he has just the right amount of screen time. And when it comes to Nibbles Maple Stick, when I saw that character, I was like, oh gosh, that is okay. Well, at least she's gone. And then she comes back. But I will say, I am shocked that she didn't get on my nerves. I really liked that character. And I saw someone say the fact it feels like a character where they're like, okay, it'll just be a podcast thing. You know, we'll get that done with and then they'll be gone. But they just like fell in love with them. They're like, okay, what if we incorporate this character more in the story? And I wasn't expecting that. That's one thing in this movie. I was like, I did not expect Nibbles Maple Stick to be at the very end. These names are crazy.
Yeah,
That's Idris Elba, though. I was surprised, but no, Idris Elba. Sorry, he's like taken out really quick. But
yeah, I think it's funny to see with Nibbles like it's a second movie. We had Begonia recently, but it's a second movie in not too long where like we're seeing kind of a conspiracy theorist have a huge role. I think it's kind of a funny reflection on society today. And in both movies, the conspiracy theorist turns out to be right, which is also fairly funny. But I enjoyed that character. I thought like this is a huge cast. The Rock is in this. He plays the
As
Dick.
Dick. I didn't know Dick was an animal. That is the one scene where I saw your guys' video about horniness, and I didn't watch it fully because I do this with Dan. I don't try to watch what people say about a movie until I watch it myself. That way I can form my own opinion. But like 5 seconds in your guys' clip that went viral, Zootopia 2 is horny. I'm like, okay, first of all, wow. Second of all, I turned it off. I'm like, I don't want to know anymore. But I went in with that mindset. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can see what they're picturing. And I was looking not at the character designs, what Alex was very much staring at. I was looking at sequences in the movie, like the tramp stamp on like the hippo, stuff like that. The Dick, like somebody get this Dick out of this hole or something like that. That I'm like, oh, I gotta get that. I gotta get that there. I feel that. That's the one sequence where I was like, okay, I get the horniness now, a little bit of it. I also didn't know a Dick was an animal, I guess.
Yeah. I love they use such a wide range of animals in this. And the other thing I think makes these great is like there's so many just little creative moments. Like it feels like they have so many like ideas that just popped into someone's head and they find ways to like work them in. I feel like it makes the entire world feel really complete, which is nice.
I have to ask Andrew, just thinking of a Dick. I'm sorry. That sounds kind of awkward, but what were your thoughts on that dialogue in Stranger Things 5 with softening and hardening?
No, bad. Bad.
Yeah, have you seen that yet?
Like the total opposite of what everybody else is saying.
You liked it?
So if you need to sell me that these are 16-year-olds, that is the exact way you need to sell me that this 30-year-old man is 13.
Great. Sure. That's an explanation for it. I can find 16-year-olds annoying. Like that's
well, here's the thing.
It's so awkward.
There's a friend of ours that made a video that was like, this is the worst line of dialogue in a professional script I have seen in years. No, it is not. It is if you want to find it annoying, sure.
Was that Vets?
I found it funny. But like it's not, yes, love him. But what the fuck? Like
love that. Like, it was a hilarious video.
Who? Vets. You know Vets.
Oh yeah.
It's just like I can't. No, it is not. It's exactly what it should be if these kids are 16.
Here's the thing: is they don't always talk like that. Like if they were always like a little bit like innuendo-y all the time, like that would make complete sense. It's literally the climax of these 4 episodes.
It's better than that.
But they're
that's pretty bad.
But they're idiots. They're idiots. Like that's kind of their stick. How about is it right before or right after he's chewing the gum? Can you not chew that gum so that snipers chew gum?
That's funny.
But that's my
funny.
point is it's like they're always both of those lines, by the way, both Lucas. Like that's kind of how they talk.
Yes, but one of them is unbelievably cringe and the other one isn't. The
Also,
first one is actually kind of clever.
What about season 2? I found the chocolate pudding. It's all their children.
First of all, that's season 1.
My bad. Season 1, I found the chocolate pudding.
Hey, he's new. He's new.
Children.
I've never seen an episode and I am unbelievably confused.
Dan, have you watched it?
I have no desire to watch.
I know that.
I feel like if I watch it, I'm gonna shit on it, and I don't even want to. I just don't. I
Stay
don't
far
want to be
away.
that guy. I just don't want to do it. Everyone's enjoying it.
Dan. I was that way. Many of our early arguments on the pod was from my refusal to watch Stranger Things. But I will tell you, in the same way that we are talking about Zootopia, the Duffer Brothers, the head honchos of Stranger Things, they love cinema and they wear their inspirations on their sleeve harder than anybody else I've ever seen, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it is endearing. And I think that there's absolutely stuff that I liked in Stranger Things that you would not like, Dan. But there's plenty of things that I loved that I think you would quite like. That first season is really, really
I watched the
good.
first 4. I watched the first 4 seasons. So
Holy
I
shit.
yeah,
Oh,
I watched the
what
first
the-
4 seasons. Yeah. I'm not
You're not gonna
watching.
watch the
I'm checked
Oh.
out, bro. I'm checked out. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
That's
I actually,
wild.
if you, what did you not like seasons 3 and 4?
There's certain things. So like, I think Eddie's death is one of the stupidest moments in film or television history. I think it's one of the most emotionally manipulative, cheap. I feel like they like almost bred that character to make him likable, and then just to kill him off in the stupidest way imaginable. That moment very much made me check out, to be totally honest. I was like, this shit's
Interesting.
stupid. This man just killed himself for no
Interesting.
reason. Like, I
So
hate
you
when
feel like you
movies
could
or
feel
TV
them manufacturing his character in order to you knew
as
that was
likable,
coming
to
based on
kill
the way
him
they were
off.
building his
Yes.
character. Interesting.
Which
It didn't
which
feel
to
as
me is
natural.
fine, but you cannot. Literally, my least favorite trope is I'll hold them off when there's no fucking reason to do that. Just go run away and live. There's no reason. And then oh, I didn't run this time, bro. That didn't make sense for his character. He's not a character who was defined by running. He's literally an outcast. He's literally like a social pariah who defines himself by his individuality and his unwillingness to like conform. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm not like what?
I think
You've
the
always
running
been
is because he
yourself."
ran from
Like
Chrissy. I think that was
Yeah,
it. Like
that's so
what
interesting.
happened in the season.
I disagree with a lot of the stuff you're saying, Dan, but this is a review for Zootopia 2, not Stranger Things 4.
yeah, and I know people love that moment, and like I know people love the show, and like truly, I feel like if I watch it, I'm not gonna. I don't want to dump on it right now, so I'm just letting people enjoy it.
It's funny
Fair.
though, him not watching it because he texts me. He's like, "Oh, Stranger Things is out. I didn't know because everybody's like posting about it."
It's so much. It's every video of Stranger Things. It's crazy.
Well, I'm not
Good.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Good.
This is gonna be changed to the Stranger Things podcast. I can't tell you how good it has been for us
Yeah.
this last month. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, people love it. People truly love it.
People love it. And it's probably
It's
not
sad-
evergreen. Like Avengers is evergreen for us. Spider-Man is evergreen. If we talk about Spider-Man anything, it's always going to do well for us, et cetera, et cetera. I doubt it does well for us in 2 years, but because it's hot right now, I mean, anything we talk about Stranger Things does well. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys can cover the animated show then. Comes out next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
We'll see. I
That'll be
wonder.
good
I
for
wonder how much of
business.
the. Yeah, I wonder how like much of the fandom's actually gonna like check that out. But I guess maybe circling back.
How
to Zootopia
quickly-
too. No, you go ahead,
Oh
brother.
yeah.
You're
I
good,
was
you're
just gonna say how quickly do they MCU phase 4 this and just do too much shit?
I'm sure. Okay, here's the thing. I am
Yeah.
shocked that
I'm seeing the
how long-
Broadway play in a week. Like that's
How long
fucking crazy, right?
bro. I just watched this today. I was gonna talk to you about this, Alex. Hadestown. Do you watch Hadestown? I know you're a big Broadway
haven't
guy.
seen it.
Holy
haven't
shit.
seen it.
Wicked could never. This is so much better than Wicked. Hot take, but
Uh-huh.
100%. I was gonna say it is so shocking. I know this is Zootopia too. It's so shocking that there hasn't been a spin-off yet. The only thing that they've done before this animated series has been the Broadway show. This Stranger Things has been the most popular show on Netflix since it began. The spin-off thing is not new. Why have they not done anything else? It's because the Duffer Brothers want to be involved in everything that is when it comes to spin-offs and stuff, even though they are, I believe, leaving them for, I think they signed a deal with Paramount. But
Yeah.
it's
Paramount,
shocking
yes.
to me. That's when everyone was like shitting on this new animated series. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? None of your stuff matters. I was trying to do Andrew's thing. When I said, what are you guys talking about? It reminded me of your viral.
What are you talking
But-
about?
But
In terms of
what do you
choreography,
guys-
that was worse.
Oh, geez, birds. What do we think about the birds? Oh, you didn't stay for the end credit scene. Because I watched it a second time. I did know that I didn't know the end credit scene was going to happen either. Did you guys stay for an end credit scene? I can't imagine, Dan. There's no way.
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. You guys know what the
This
end
guy's
credit scene is
freaking
about.
No, dude.
Yeah, they show birds.
We got a text from a good friend of ours that was at the premiere that was like, SMH, you did stay for the after credit scene. And we were like, well, what was it? And he just texts, they teased birds.
And we were both like,
What? We laughed for 15 minutes.
it was better than watching the end credit scene.
Just
I'm
saying,
glad
and
we
then
did.
he explained it to me that you just see a feather or something, like it's very little. Like, I'm so glad that that's how we heard about it.
It was
That
awesome.
They teased birds like it's fucking Thanos. I laughed for 15 minutes about that
awesome.
text.
Yeah.
Well, that's what. Oh, it also made me think of like I have a video. Maybe I've been like cooking around this video. My idea, like that's why I was talking about the domesticated animals, like dogs and cats. Like, what have we not seen in Zootopia? Because it seems like this. If this is their idea for sequels, like obviously they have reptiles in this one. They're going to do birds in the next one. What else haven't we seen? I saw somebody say fish. I paid attention on my second viewing. You do see fish. Oh, first, like a fish is not talking about like treating all animals the same. They fucking feed fish to the walrus. So fuck fish in this world. Also, I saw somewhere that the creators don't want to do primates. That's another one too, because primates look a lot like humans. And they wanted to make sure they stayed away from anything that looked like humans. So I can't really think of any other animals besides birds that aren't in these movies.
They haven't done sharks.
But
They haven't done whales.
But those are
sharks are
help me out
fish.
here.
Those are
They've
fish.
done
Those are
small
fish.
There's difference. There's a difference.
Yeah, what happens when Zootopia 4 is on a blue whale?
Exactly.
It's just Judy Hopps.
Avatar 2.
They haven't done dinosaurs.
It's a Jonah situation.
Jurassic
And they
Park
got-
this franchise.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
They
See,
haven't done Godzilla.
oh.
Godzilla
I don't
destroys
know.
Zootopia.
I don't know.
Baby.
I don't know if they'd be willing to do this eventually, but I think if they wanted to make this dark, like complete societal collapse of Zootopia, and then the animals trying to figure out like what the hell to do next and how to like, it would be heavy. It would be heavy, but like, there's a movie there. We can make it rated R.
Yeah, they should just do a zombie apocalypse. Actually, yeah.
No, but
Make it
seriously,
real dark.
I think like the failure of like the climate wall things, like that breaking down, and like, because it's interesting when you think about this movie, the animals already are inherently very divided. Like they already kind of stick to themselves, and they're kind of forced to do so because of like how the city is set up. So I think doing something that breaks that down could be interesting in the future, but I don't know.
I don't understand the walls. So,
Yeah.
because there are obviously certain animals in certain terrains live in certain areas, but then do those animals ever actually go to like the heart of Zootopia? Like, there's a scene where Judy's just walking down. It looks like New York City. It's a really cool shot. I really love it. But she's like walking in the middle of Zootopia. There's like crowds of animals just like all around her. Do those animals in those sections never actually go to the city because they can't survive there? Or I guess they like adapt.
I think they all just
I
kinda do
am
what they
not
can.
going to ask any of those questions.
Yeah,
I
I don't think I'm supposed to think this hard.
As much as I love the first one, and now I love the second one even more, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, these movies are great. I don't like, for me, who's like cares about the lore of like what happens before the Phantom Menace in Star Wars, like for a living. Like, I care an exceptionally small amount about Zootopia. The next one that comes out, I'll be there opening day. You know what I'm saying? And I'll review it on the podcast and I'll probably love it. But like, in terms of like, I don't think about this. Frankly, you know, I got the message from Dan about coming on the podcast and I was really excited about it and everything. My most excited thing about it was that we were talking about Zootopia because I talked about it. You know, we have entire episodes dedicated to talking about stuff. Our Stranger Things episodes are like all an hour and a half because we just yap so much about Stranger Things. I think our review of Zootopia was like maybe 10 minutes just because there's not too much. They're great movies. They're great for kids. They're really well animated. I appreciated the anti-AI rhetoric before the premiere that the directors spoke about. I think that the movies are horny. That's about it.
You know, it's funny you say that because like there's been a conversation recently because it's coming out in next month, and I made a video about it. Like what you're saying, I feel like is how people feel about Avatar, and I feel like it's very much the attitude of when it comes out, people are there for it. It'll make unlimited amounts of money, but there isn't much thought put into it outside of the window that it's coming. I think that's kind of an interesting
True.
parallel there to what you're saying.
I don't care. Way of Water was like the greatest movie I've ever fucking seen.
I love that movie so much. Yeah.
I don't
Um,
care for the first one at all. Like, but I think the second one is so unbelievable.
I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan either.
I have so many. I like the first one better than the second one. I have so many problems with the script of the second one. I think Jake Sully's a terrible father. He's an awful, awful
Wait.
father.
Andrew, are you
We're
shaking your
done.
head no? Do
We're
you
done.
agree with him?
No, Way of Water is clearly better.
And
I don't remember
that's
the
my
son's-
humble opinion.
He puts his okay. Everyone likes the "let's get the shit done" thing when he like attacks Quaritch or whatever. He puts his family in danger. He literally puts them in danger and attacks Quaritch, and then they almost die because they don't leave. They almost drown because Jake's like, "I want to fight this guy." They
But isn't
almost
that
die.
once like the whole? Isn't that once they've already shown up, like already firebombed other like villages,
I
and
don't
like
care.
they're at a full out on war. Like the whole movie, its premise is that he literally relocated his family to somewhere completely different to try to keep them safe. The whole movie, he's trying to keep them safe, and then at the very end, when war has literally started,
By the way, this guy that literally he's like, I will hunt down your entire family if you run away. I will kill you. I will kill everybody. This
like
is a,
at that point, what is he supposed to do?
this is
Yeah.
a horrible opinion. This is a terrible opinion. And to prefer the first one, there is not. I think there's very little emotional just moments in the first one that really get me. There is nothing that compares to the whales even slightly. The whales.
Wrong, dude.
I can't believe
That
that.
tree, that giant tree falling, and the soundtrack going, hey, and this giant.
That is a
was
good
good
scene.
imitation.
I like
Yeah,
that scene.
thank you.
I like that scene.
And the tree is
You compare
falling.
it to the Navi outcast with the whale outcast.
What the
their
reason why I
relationship?
have a
How
problem
about-
with the whales? The tree is there the entire movie of Avatar 1. The whales are introduced in Avatar, The Way of Water, like an hour and 15 minutes into the movie. I think that
I
you're
can't-
emotionally
I
invested.
can't
That's
believe
so
this.
quick into the that's like there's so much time that has passed. And they're like, oh, here's these whales, by the way. We really want you to care about them. That's crazy. They're like
and guess
introduced
what?
halfway
You
through the
do.
movie. Oh my gosh.
What's your favorite action movie of all time? Action.
Die Hard.
Yeah. Way of Water better than Die Hard.
I didn't know that was where that
I
was
feel
going
like
to
you
go.
just pulled the rug out from underneath your own feet.
I think that Way of Water is like one of those, like one of the greatest action movies of all time. Like I put it up there with Terminator 2 and Raiders of the Lost Ark and Mission Impossible Fallout and Predator and Die Hard. Like all those movies that are like, oh, these are the greatest action movies of all time. I think Way of Water is high on that list, if not number one.
That's not what I have a problem with. It is the script. I think I like Avatar: The Way of Water. I think the script needs a lot of work to it. I think the fact that literally the movie
And the
is
first one
introduced
doesn't.
Yeah.
no, because
Stone,
you know why? Because the first one is a copy and paste of Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas. I agree, it's boring as hell. It's been done many times before, but at least it is a
It's-
script. No, it's not like it's
Boring
one you've seen
choices,
before.
but they make.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that.
But in the at the very start, one thing that really pisses me off at the very start of Avatar: The Way of Water, we're introduced to Jake and Natiri's new children. Right away, Jake is automatically pissed at that one son. I cannot remember his name, but it just feels so forced that he's just this one son. He just hates him the entire movie, and he's just hard on him. And I just he hates him. He hates him. Doesn't he blame him for
He
the
does
other
not
son's
hate
death
him.
at the very
He's
end?
the oldest. He has more responsibility. That does
No,
not mean his father
The
hates him.
oldest is the favorite.
Oh yeah. Well,
See,
this-
I just wanted to say quickly, I don't think the script is the strength of
hates
either
Jake
of these
Sully.
movies, and I don't think the script will be the strength of the third movie. Like that's not. It's not. This is not a movie for. This is not like a. That's not ever going to be the highlight of the movie. But Stone, I think the first movie is very generic. I think it was a spectacle. I remember going to the
100%.
theater. It was such a good experience going to the theater, seeing it. But I think the second movie. Not only is it incredible still with the spectacle, it's beautiful. I love the whales. I love the water. I love meeting this new culture. Um, but I think it fixes a lot of the problems of the first movie. I think it's so aware that the first movie is cliche, and I think it's aware that the first movie is a white savior movie. Straight up, that's what it is. The second movie says this guy is now going to basically fuck up the lives of this new culture because he's going to pull all this shit into their world because he's an outsider that's running away and like he is causing harm to them literally by existing. Um, and he's a refugee that's now looking for a home and bringing these problems to a new people. I think it's a movie that is very aware that the first movie had problems and it fixes a lot of them, and that's why I really like it. Plus, it's just beautiful. Like I remember just sitting in the theater being like, "Holy shit, it's just so cool." I really love Way of Water.
I like that movie. I like that movie. Like I said, I have it as ranked as the same as Zootopia 2. I like Zootopia 2. So I don't hate this movie. I really, I'm so psyched for Avatar Fire and Ash. I really am. But that's just also, I mean, this is still not Zootopia 2, but I don't really care anymore. I don't
Very
understand
nice.
what James Cameron has been saying lately. I don't understand. Like from a business perspective, explain this to me. How is it the fact that Avatar made $3 billion and Avatar: The Way of Water made $2.3 billion, and somehow they're still like Avatar: The Way of Water has to make, they haven't said a number, but
It's
it has
Fire
to
and
make
Ash. Yeah.
Fire and Ash, my bad. Has to make so much money for us to make the fourth and the fifth one. I'm like, don't you have leftover change? Oh, go ahead.
Have you
Go
watched
ahead,
the
Margaret.
documentary?
No, I need to.
So I'm not a huge documentary guy, right? I think The Last Dance is the greatest documentary of all time. So I'm very normie with my documentary takes. But I was invited, so I wouldn't have watched this on my own, but I was invited to an event to watch the documentary where James Cameron was there along with a lot of the cast, and they did a Q&A. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen this documentary. Watching this documentary, you're like, oh, that's how they need to make $1.5 billion to break even. When you see the amount of money that went into just Way of Water, like it is, I love it because you are paying artists for the sake of art. Thank God. And James Cameron, of course, comes in and the first thing he says is fuck AI, which I loved. But like, so I'm not anti this, but if I was a pencil pushing exec at Disney or something like that, I would watch this documentary and go, wait, what the fuck am I spending money on? Because they make every single costume you see in that movie, but it is not in the movie. It's all computer generated in the movie. The reason they make it in real life is to like help make it look better in the CGI. That is like, according to like the math of the accountant that works at Disney, objectively unnecessary. Like according to, now I love it because now you're hiring the greatest costume designers in the world and they're getting paid a good salary to make work. That's amazing. And at this event, we saw a lot of the costumes on the set, but it's like, this was never on screen. Like, this is not, they went to the Bahamas multiple times where they hired this experimental jet ski company to create the mechanism to make the water horse thing that they're riding on in that movie. All of that, you don't need to do any of that. It's and they're like, well, we're doing all of this for the actor's performance. You lose a lot of the actor's performance behind the CGI. Like it's like an accountant, a math person that's thinking about the money that's being spent on these movies would watch this documentary and go, that's unnecessary, and would cut probably 500 million out of this budget. But when you watch this documentary, you go, oh, that's where all the money goes. I mean, when they built this water tank, when you see how they build this thing, it's like, oh yeah, no wonder these movies take $2.5 billion to break even.
I wish I just had a concrete number. I don't know why that just bothers me. Like I want to know so much, like how much it costs. Did they mention where they went in the Bahamas?
I don't remember.
Okay, I'll say it. I might have to watch that then because my wife's from the Bahamas, so that I doubt
the
they went to her island.
documentary is amazing, by the way. The documentary is fabulous. Like,
is it on Disney Plus now?
I was really tired. I was really tired, and when I went and so I was worried I was going to fall asleep during the documentary, and I was enthralled when I saw it. I did just get a text. I do have the call that I warned y'all about at the start in 5 minutes. So could we wrap this up?
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else about Zootopia 2 that we haven't talked about in 30 minutes?
Yeah. What is your guys' horniest movie of 2025 so far? Your pick.
Horniest.
Sinners.
Sinners is horny.
Sinners.
There's no way anything beating that.
Sinners is pretty
Yeah.
horny.
What was that line from Haley Steinfeld?
Yeah,
About
she
her
was like,
vagina?
you just said that, but then you fucked me in my coo so much.
Yeah.
And all this. And so I figured
Crazy.
it changed her mind. There's
I was in the theater like that Joe Rogan meme. It was crazy.
There's like
F1
three
is
sex scenes in
horny.
Sinners, which is wild, man.
Sinners is my pick as
F1
well.
is horny.
And she's drooling. Nothing's beating that. She's literally drooling on the man.
Yeah, so Sinners is number one. F1 is horny when you think about it, not from the Brad Pitt is fucking the girl perspective, but when you think about it as a man that isn't actually after sexual stuff and he's just horny for racing. And he's really trying to race, right? That movie's kind of horny in that regard.
Chainsaw Man is kind of horny. I don't know if there are any anime people here, but there's a whole
No.
them being naked in the pool scene.
Okay, Materialists should have been way hornier.
Agreed.
Movie sucks ass.
Paradise was
Dude,
good.
okay, did you use my outline and that's how you have these on like you're ready for these? Or like how do you are you just
I'm
coming
looking
up
at
with
I'm
these
looking
like
at
right?
Letterboxd.
Oh shit, okay. I was like, how are you so prepared for this?
Yeah, those are my answers.
I thought of Together.
I
mean,
know
did
what
you guys watch
did
Together?
last summer wanted to be horny, but that movie
Yeah,
sucked so many
there's-
balls.
it's not
It couldn't do anything it was trying to achieve.
Isn't sucking balls horny though?
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go. I was like, Together,
y'all?
Together. Did you guys watch Together, the horror movie?
No, I didn't want to watch that.
Okay, you guys
Sounds
mind if I
good.
spoil a certain part?
No, yeah, go.
Oh no!
Oh shit. Okay,
I
they
know
get-
the
they're-
ending.
No, they the thing is they're getting stuck together slowly. They have sex and they get like stuck having sex and they have to like try to pull
Yeah.
like
I'm so glad I didn't watch that movie. I could tell. I didn't want to watch it.
all right, we're
Don't-
good, we're
Don't
good.
say what they just said.
I won't.
I really want to watch it. I just haven't gotten around to it. My Halloween
Oh.
was busy.
Dan, Twinless?
Yeah.
There's a hot sex scene in Twinless.
Good movie.
Did you ever get around to watching Bone Lake? I heard that one's really horny. The horror
No.
movie Bone Lake. Okay. Bone
What was
Lake.
the movie where Audrey Plaza's boobs are out?
Honey Don't.
Honey, don't.
There you go.
Right?
Honey Don't was
There you go.
like an 8 out of 10 until it chose to exclude a third act.
I remember you guys talking about that. I never got around to watching it. The director's not good
So
by is
annoying.
it Ethan Cohen. He's not good by himself in directing. His brother
No,
is.
he's
no,
not.
not
Joel
the
has
Coen.
the sauce. Yeah.
Oh, the threesome. I think Zoe Deutsch is like my favorite actress. She's so attractive in my opinion, so pretty. She has a threesome in a movie. You know, that was a
Good
bad
shit.
look at and to enjoy.
Movies rock, dude.
If you watch the Stands documentary, I'm pretty sure every Eminem fan in that wants to fuck him. So
There you go.
Mhm.
That's
Probably.
it. But yeah,
Probably.
Sinners is probably number one to pick. I would say
Same.
the movie's incredible. Please, guys, talk about plugging yourselves if you want, and like if you want to tell anybody anything about you guys. But here at the end.
We're the Escape Pod podcast. We are on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you find your podcasts. If you like movies, you may like us. If you don't like just unnecessary tangents about
Penis.
very odd things like penises, then you probably wouldn't like us very much. But that's okay because we probably love you. That Andrew has his own YouTube channel and TikTok and everything by the name of Wafello. He is very successful. Go check him out. He does the man on the street stuff and like basketball trivia. He's a big trivia guy. And if you like Stranger Things, you should definitely watch all of his Stranger Things content of late. A lot of great stuff. And then very recently, I have made a TikTok where I talk about things that we wouldn't talk about on the podcast, like sports or Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff like that. And that's
At Guy Solo.
at Guy Solo. But
Nice.
mainly check out the podcast. It does really, really help us out. And shout out you guys. We can't thank you enough for having us on.
Thanks, guys. That was fun.
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys.
An idea
Appreciate
popped
it.
in my mind real quick. I'm sure someone's pitched this to you guys before. You guys are very famous for docking or talks about docking. You guys should do a skit where you recreate the docking scene of Interstellar, but it's like the two of you.
Someone did that.
Somebody edited it.
Oh,
Someone,
shit, okay.
someone had
Somebody
to
edited
from
it.
Interstellar, and it was like it's
No. What it was is it was like we could do that. It's the original clip when I bring
Yeah.
up docking and I go, we could do that.
it's called
It's called docking.
and
And
when it's
at
docking-
docking, it becomes an Interstellar edit.
and he's like docking, and it's like womp womp.
Oh, okay.
Funny.
Holy shit.
We
Dude, this editors
It was.
are
I
wild.
lost my mind. It's
I
my
was
favorite
gonna-
video I've ever seen.
I was going to say we've been the victims of, but I wouldn't call this victims because we love this. But we have been at the other end of like fake out edits all the time, and they're always awesome.
They're so cool.
Nice.
I wish I could edit like that. I remember TikTok
So
asked
good.
me to edit stuff videos, and I tried, and I'm like, it was the shittiest thing in the world. But guys, please go check out the Escape Pod podcast. Some of the best guys out there, most genuine guys out there doing it.
Thank you.
Good
Appreciate it.
laugh, full of heart. Really care about their fans. Thank you, everybody. We really care about you. If you've sat through all an hour and 24 of this, listen to us talk about Zootopia 2, talk about Avatar. Please agree with me and not them. Let me know in the comments if you think Avatar 1 is better. And the second one has some script problems. Next week, we're going to be talking about one of the most anticipated. People are saying it might be the best movie of the entire year. That is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So look forward to that.
Let's go.
It's gonna be Pete.
Let's go.
Might be joking a little bit,
Yeah.
but guys, until then, go outside this week, sit on a park bench, touch some grass, call up your friends, make sure they're doing okay, watch a good movie, and we'll see you then. Oh wait, we got an outro message here.
Right now, you know what I mean? I love you. It's like our penises are just in each other. We could do that. What?
And that's
If
it,
I'm not
guys.
circumcised, we could die.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, the
I
best
don't know what that was gonna
edit.
be.
Very
All
nice.
right. After that, it finishes the scene and then it's an edit. All right. We love you guys. Thanks for
That's
having us.
closer.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Later, boys.